Don't see what's yours for the taking tonight. Ooh, show me your soul, baby. I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Can't you see it's way past time? How expensive do I have to be? And then I spell it out before you get it, baby. Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you. I'll show you.
Oh. It's my birthday. No, it isn't. But I wore this on my birthday because I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. Yankee Doodle do or die, born on the 4th of July. Not to be confused with the Tom Hanks movie from back in the day. Not Tom Hanks. What's his name? That kid that slid across the floor in his underwear. Tom somebody. At 64, you're allowed. He hasn't dropped my name. Why should I drop his? Tom Cruise. Thought I didn't know? Quit playing with me. Happy Monday. Kidding again. I know my address and who's the president. So if my husband's listening and thinking he's going to go write that in that little secret journal that I know he has somewhere around this house so he can get me put in the home sooner or later, trick no good. Hi, Oprah. How are you doing? I didn't say I didn't see other people that weren't there. So what? I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to another installment of Bathrobe Moments. Today's illuminated conversation is very near and dear to my heart. I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm giving you guys know how I am. I'm better than 12 years ago, where I would cry at the drop of a hat. Not this one, but many of the hats in here. I just would. And I don't hide behind that now. I don't excuse it. I don't defend it. It just is. Tears of joy. Tears of whatever. Know this. Every time you have shed any kind of tear, and I know this to be true because I was told, let's just put it this way. They are wonderful, wonderful things. They are. Because they mean something. It's because something means something to you still. You know, there are people who cut themselves under their arms and in places where the world can't see because it's an attempt to try to feel something. So if it's pain or joy, no matter what, just know this. If there were libraries in the universe for the tears that we've shed, there wouldn't be enough room to hold all the books because every tear creates a syllable of your origin, hero, journey, story. I know it's true. What about you? That's the bell of purpose. And you see, I didn't just slip and fall and it rang. No, I rang it on purpose and with purpose. And why is that? Because it's not a show gimmick. And it's not, just something just to have something to do. Like my good friend, Stretch Armstrong, who hangs out in here. And I was going to say, where's my Gallagher game? Because my personal assistant is always sneaking stuff. So anyway, it is on purpose and with purpose because that bell, you guessed it, just like the truth, they both have a ring to them. There it is. And so whenever I ring the bell here on this show, as you know, 12 years now, means that something that you might not want to miss is happening. It's a wow moment. Wow. When we are reminded that we are in the presence of wonders of this world. Okay, that's a divine acronym. I'm telling you, I know it to be true. So also at this point of the show, that's pretty much it because I don't want to waste any time today. because it's such a special show to me and a lot of other people too. Help me welcome to the stage my clever assistant. She's my version of Ed McMahon. She's been here every day for 12 years. Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. And I love me some Lucy. I have a collection over there if you've never been here. And viewers have sent me collectibles over the years. I have quite a bevy of them over there, if you will. Listen, some of you know that back in the day, Dr. Loren used to call himself a singer, or was trying to. And it all started when I exited the underworld, the underworld roulette wheel that I refer to as the state foster system at 16, and was out of school early, but could not go to college, even though I was accepted to some pretty good ones, because I was a ward of the state, and they didn't care to fill out FAFSAs or so you can get some help. So I had no choices, I thought, until a little group came through our town 2 nights after we graduated from high school. It was the very last show for that troupe, for that cast, for that entire year, and it happens to be, do air quotes because nothing is accidental, in our town of Niles, Michigan. And it was always the rich kids that they would go to the Young Americans and those kind of things, and it's in Interlochen, Michigan, and they would audition and they'd get in. And that year, I auditioned, and I was the one they chose. But I only had 3 weeks to raise $5,000 to go on the road with people for a year, and did a rockathon and some other things, and didn't get caught for it. Bail money would have been more than $5,000. Let's put it that way. I'm just kidding. I did not. All of my high school friends pitched in, and we raised almost double that. So I was on a plane to Tucson, Arizona, a few weeks later. And what I didn't know, that they didn't tell me that night that I auditioned at our high school after their performance, is that every person that comes in gets auditioned for dancing, singing, and if you can be an MC. And they made me a soloist. I had never sang before, really, except in choirs. And I had the 2 biggest, most powerful songs in the show. One closed the first half and one closed the entire kit and caboodle. So after that year was when I went and joined the military. And I wasn't even in 6 months when today's guest in absentia, because she's here in spirit, Beth Gunn Osborne, came into my life. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in coincidences. If it's a mistake and it feels like one, it's not. It's just the shit they have to do to keep our shit interesting. That's all it is. Count it all joy, we're told. So today we have Beth Gunn Osborne's only child, Geoff, here. He was just a little one when I met them. And it's too early. I cannot start crying already. Good Lord. Snap out of it. Thank you, Cher. And anyway, because we're going to throw it up on the screen, but it might look like a postage stamp to you all. And I just wanted to hold this up. She's here. This was my first history-making moment that I knew of, and it's got a little glare on it. But if you look over the top of the white kid with his arm around me and mine around him, and you look over to his right, your left, and you'll see a woman looking up at a guy in a suit. That is Beth, sitting there in that chair. And she was my mentor, manager. I always called her my manager because it made it sound like I'd already made it. And you know what? I was out in the right place because we were in Phoenix, Arizona at the time. But when she went out to Los Angeles to work with Hanna-Barbera, and said I should come too. And it wasn't long before I did. I came right on out there. And the rest is history. Okay. So, and her sister's here too, because she played a part in that day. Because she was in New York and we were out there, and I was like, it's not gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen. So anyway, we're gonna get them in here. Now, before we get them in here, I just want to say something. I said there are never any mistakes. We're not gonna listen to the whole song, but I found one that not from back then. I know Geoff said, what, did he find it? No, Lord, please. I had been homeless like 5 times, since then. So no, that didn't make it. But we were working on the very first album ever Yeah, you're out there in the La La Land. And it didn't happen because I left Hollywood to go look for my birth mother. Hi, Ma. She's over in the corner. A picture of her, not an urn. Lord, no. No. Ooh, no. And I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. It made no sense. People say, are you really going to follow through with that nonsense? And then after I had found her, a lot of people said, well, we could have told you that would have worked. It's just common sense. Well, if it was common sense, how come you didn't tell me? Neither one of those first two had anything to do with the reality of my purpose. It was only when that moment became perfect sense that locked it all together. And today's absent guest, believe it or not, had a big hand in that. 3 women have played that role in my journey so far in 64 years. The woman who bore me, Lucille, over in the corner. My caseworker in the system who saved me from dying several times because mine came and the other little boys didn't, and he died. There were 3 of us in that house that first night. I was the only one who made it out of that system. Nobody lived past 12. I was the only one. So I live for them today, just like I did that day that I met Beth. And then Beth. And I say that now. I don't want to take up all the show, but I just want to tell you this. Never underestimate when someone says one phrase, one line, one word could change your life forever. So that album didn't happen, but at age 50, I was in a church playing on their piano. They let me just putz around, and the girl was up in the balcony polishing the silver with her grandmother. She was visiting from California. The grandmother lived there in Bering Springs, Michigan. The girl lived in California. I was playing a song I wrote called Dream. And Beth was the first, oh Lord, Beth was the first person who really looked at me and said, dream. Dream as fast and as far as you can. And how ironic, or not, so maybe, that at 50, a song I didn't even know anybody was in the church listening, ended up being picked up when a movie lost the rights to the song they were going to use for the title track for a movie called The Almighty. It was in the Cannes and the Sundance film festivals. And that's where the record company that gave me a 2-record deal, 2-album deal, heard the theme song that I had in this movie. And I just want to, I'm just going to play just a little of it because I know that song would not have been here. I would not have been here. And I wouldn't be able to do the things today that give me more joy than anything I could have ever imagined. So we're going to come back in just a couple minutes. And when we do, we're going to have the guest there that I was telling you about, Jill Wiley, and her nephew, Geoff Gunn, restaurant owner, chef. He was just a kid a minute ago, right? So I'll just sit here, I guess. Let you hear a little. Thumbs up if you can hear it.
What you still
Oh, wait.
must try.
I kind of pushed it ahead.
Just close your eyes. I will take your hand. I'll be right by your side, holding you within my arms forever. It's so much better when you dream, or when you dream, when it feels so far away that the night won't bring a brighter day, that there's something there behind the scenes that tries to still the joy life brings. And when you feel me close to you, that kindred spirit that is shared by two. That thing that says, keep moving on. That voice that whispers, please be strong. Just close your eyes. I will take your hand. I'll be right by your side, holding you within my arms forever. It's so much better when you dream. For when you dream, I am here. I am here when you dream. When you dream. When you dream.
Don't you dare move. We'll be right back with more of our show after these messages.
The power of we was a way of inclusion, a way of inviting anyone who needed or wanted a place to belong.
It was just very clear to me that this was something that would really benefit the young folks right here.
And to be able to give them a different perspective, that I know where they come from, I know what they're experiencing because I was there too, and letting them know that there's different actions that they can take that'll lead to a different destiny.
We really needed to hear that. In order to change our community, we needed to hear that.
And they are inspired to invest in making it happen. That's powerful.
Welcome back. And I don't think I even mentioned, that Beth Gunn Osborne passed away not long ago. And I think I found her in the last, year or so, year or two. And, when you get that thing that's a hunch or an inkling, move on it. Serious. Okay? You'll be glad you did. Help me welcome today's guest to the stage. We have Jill Wiley here. That's Beth Gunn Osborne's sister. And Beth's only son, her only child, Geoff Gunn. Here they come. Oh, there you go. Ooh. Well. How's everyone?
Just fine.
Great. So it's been a long time.
That it has been. And that song is absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you, Jill. That's very sweet. Yeah, that, it's just so interesting how, because I was cold calling the day that, and I just knew they were going to think I was crazy. The people, because I think the first four places did, because Geoff, your mom's the studio she was working at, Pantheon Studios on Infogordon, I'll never forget, in Paradise Valley, because that's why I saved that one for last. I said, Paradise? Well, maybe that's where I'll find my heaven. And I did, And so let me ask you guys about, Geoff, how much do you remember? I was 26 years old by the time this all happened. And we'd been in each other's lives about 1.5 years, 2 years by then. So how much do you remember from that time back then?
Well, I remember Pantheon. That was, I was probably, 5 years old or 6 years old at that time.
No.
I just remember running around the desert, looking for lizard tails and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I do remember very vividly recording your demo and listening to that song and hearing your tone and vibrato. I remember it puts me right back in that studio, in that dark little studio in Burbank, overlooking the airport, and recording with. I remember the guitarist and the
Clint Starkey,
keyboardist, and
and that was Kevin King and LaDonna King, the married couple. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember very vividly sitting in that studio and listening to you, stacking your tracks and doing all that, and it was just it gave me chills listening to that song and hearing you sing again.
To go back to that, yeah. And Jill, I have a feeling, but I don't know if it's can be confirmed or not. But when did you find out that Beth and Ralph, her boyfriend at the time, he was an engineer, you guys, in the studio, and we're kind of, I mean, did she? Because I know you two, she shared everything.
That was definitely a thing. Yes.
So did she tell you when we'd met?
Well, pretty much, and I have to tell you that so much has happened in between then and now that it was a long time ago.
It sure was. It sure was.
And
I bet you whatever it was, you didn't count on us being here like this today, all these years later.
Definitely not. And you had to kind of remind me, because I have to tell you that People magazine story, it was like, because I've done so much in between that it was like, oh, yeah, kind of remember, but then again, but I do always remember her talking about you and how talented you were and everything else. And it was like, yeah, I do remember that whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because I knew your sister, I knew your mother before I knew my own mother.
Oh,
you know, and when I tell people that, since they go, so I've known you longer than I've known my birth mother, than I knew my birth mother, because she's already gone. And okay. So Joe, what were you doing in New York back at that time? I bet you remember that much of the story.
I do. I was actually a publicist, and I was working for an independent public relations firm. And depending on which one I was working for at the time, I was either working for one that represented actors and actresses and 20th Century Fox films, or the other one, we were working with country music artists. But probably during at that point, I was working 20th Century Fox films and actors and actresses.
Well, I know your sister just bragged about you all the time. She always thought you were the one who made it already. Yeah. Oh, she's big time. She's in New York and she's doing this and doing that. And that's why I felt so comfortable with the verdict coming from your phone that morning. Yeah. Because they were 3 hours different, of course, you guys, even back then in the dark ages. So the magazine was on the newsstands 3 hours before it was in New York, before it was in Los Angeles. And and I just, I think that was the end for me of always being, quote unquote, a doubting Thomas, because, it was the system that had brought, because every time I was at a house that smelled good and the mother or father knew how to cook and there was no molester or anything in the house, and I liked it. So seriously, I thought, oh, great. And then the next day they'd move me. So I was used to, well, it won't last for very long. Don't expect it to last. And I think the thing I really do, that after meeting Beth and her pouring into, because she managed the band, I later joined and got in A-sharp, because we all met competing in the Air Force talent competitions. And and then I won. And she told me I really was just doing it to get a trip off base, because I didn't think I would even win the base level one. And she said, you will. And you're going to win the one after that and the one after that. And she was right. I won.
Well, she was always very positive, and she believed in you. And she believed in you.
She did. But, I'm like, how much of that did she really? But I mean, the thing is, it's so powerful how someone, because when you see something, you cannot unsee it. And when you hear something, you cannot unhear it. But thank God, you can unspeak something. You can unspeak, oh, woe is me. That doesn't happen to kids or people like me. You know, yeah, we'll see. When's the other shoe gonna? All those curses. And that's another thing that this angel, literally and figuratively, even then, she was an angel. I never not trusted her. Never. And she kept opening up first doors. See, you remember things that are your first apartment, your first car, your first chance to go in a recording studio. And I had never heard myself on top of all. And I was like, how do they make it match? I was scared to death. I was like, shouldn't, maybe I should sing flat with no vibrato, but I didn't know how to turn it off. I said, what if they asked me if I can read music? Which she did. And I lied. And then she knew later that I didn't know how to read music, but she says, but you were really good at grabbing a really great harmony anyway. So she goes, you get away with that. And she just introduced me to so many wonderful insights about people, about trust. You know, she broke curses, things that I thought would never leave me, you know, because so many bad people or bad situations or whatever I called it back then had ingrained it within me. But it's amazing. So let's talk about your favorite memory, and then we're gonna get to Geoff and his wonderful restaurant, you guys, that we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna talk about your nephew before you leave too, because I mean, I know you got some stuff.
Well, and that's one of the things. I mean, God, there's so many favorite. I don't even know if I can pinpoint one favorite memory. There's just too many. I mean,
when did Beth seem to be the happiest because something happened? Was it when she found her husband? Was it when she got?
Oh, she had too many husbands, so I can't.
How many
say
did she have? You mean there was more than the last husband and Ralph?
Yeah, well, there was three husbands. It was Geoff's dad, Ralph, and then Ron. Right? Oh, the three Rons, the three R's, the three R's.
I was gonna say, did they also? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, see, the power of three.
Yeah.
That's why we had 3 bears, 3 wishes.
Yeah.
3 blind mice, 3 little pigs.
I think her happiest is Jeffrey.
Oh.
Yep. Her proudest.
Oh.
Or I should say our proudest.
Right.
Our proudest.
All the way through. And you know what?
Because he's our, I mean, I don't have children. So, and
you were too cute to have kids. I already knew that.
Yeah.
And I'm married to my career.
And he's our kid. He's our kid. He will always be my kid too. So, and it's one thing that Beth was really good at. And I think both of us was encouraging Jeffrey that he could do anything, which is why he's where he's at today.
Yes.
You know,
wait till you see his food, you all.
Yeah.
Have you had Jeffrey's food?
I have. Unfortunately, I haven't made it to his new restaurant yet, but I have had his food before. Are you kidding? We make him come visit just so he can cook for us.
Right. Oh, yeah, there's an e-ticket waiting for you for Chicago, Jeffrey. So just you leave right after the show. The oven's on pre-warm right now. It's warming up.
Yeah. So, but the best thing is that my sister, I mean, she was my older sister, but I kind of was like always kind of the older sister, I think. And no matter where I went, my sister couldn't live without me, and I think she followed me wherever if I moved, she was right behind me. She had to be wherever I was, pretty much.
For a long time, I thought you were twins.
Yeah.
Just from the way she talked about you. Seriously. I'm like, at least a year. And she's like, no.
She was my best friend. My best friend, and now I don't, it's kind of, I'm lost because I don't know how life's gonna continue. You know, I know life's gonna go on, but it's gonna be real different without her.
Yeah, and and I'm gonna say this: who am I gonna move? I'm trying to figure out. I feel like I want the Brady Bunch configuration. I'm gonna. You don't have to figure it out. I believe the person that leaves the void for us in our worlds when they pass on, they transition. they intercede for us.
Mm.
They intercede. My birth mother told me that. She said, you know, I'll be leaving any second now. And she looked over to the right. But she said, that was when she said, I saw it. I saw what's happening with you. I know why it all happened. Why we were there. I was like, why? Because her other kids had been in there for hours. And I was the last one to go in when they came out. And she goes, you're about to step into your divine purpose. God's giving you snapshots into the greatness of certain people. But it's going to break your heart one day. I was like, why? And she said, because when you're ready to leave this world like I am right now, you're going to look over to the left. You're going to see all the faces of those you tried to show the snapshot that God showed you about them. And they're the same thing Beth did for me.
Right.
And when you see how few of them will believe you for whatever reason, it's going to break your heart. But you keep going.
Yeah.
Even if it's that one. And I kept thinking, is this person the one? Is this next one the one? And then one day it hit me. What if you're the one, Loren? What if you're the one? You know?
Yeah.
So I just want to say, I was so grateful for you. And I'm going to let Geoff tell some crazy story, if you can, real quick. When you looked at your mom and your aunt and you went, seriously?
Well, I was actually thinking about this yesterday, day before yesterday. We were listening to music during dinner service in the kitchen, and a Bee Gees song came on, and it was from Saturday Night Fever. And all I could remember was my mom and Jill. We were out shopping, as they love to do, and we happened upon this white suit that I bet you remember that, and it had the whole gold chain and the whole thing, and dressed me up like John Travolta. And yeah, I had that memory just the other day listening to the Bee Gees, and it was like, yeah, I was like there, you know.
Well, you were our toy.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Right.
Or making me get up on the table and sing Sandy.
Sing
Breeze.
Sandy. That's
Yeah.
my ringtone for you. Is Sandy.
So you know, I just want to say, I can tell you this. I know this to be true. Most likely right now or soon thereafter, after we close this show, there's going to be a celebration somewhere for all of the good that not just Beth has left with us, but for the good that she left within both of you. I can tell you that seriously, because I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. I don't think I'd have stayed alive if I had not met that woman. Because I didn't have anything. I was afraid of what would happen when my 4-year enlistment was up. Guess I'll be dead. I mean, there's speeches out there where I said I didn't think I was going to live past my 20s. And then I didn't think I'd live past my 30s. And then my 40s, when I hit 50 on the colonoscopy and shit, I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to live. So that's when I flipped the record over from what did I do to deserve this to what Beth told me it should have been playing all along. Now, what must I do to preserve this? And therein, everyone, is legacy. So we're going to go through some more pictures at the end of the show. And we're going to let Jill sit downstairs while we go into Raven, which is the restaurant that we were alluding to. And we're going to pull up the website and let you guys take a peek at this food that I've been ranting and ravening about. See how I did that? Ravening. And then we're going to bring Jill back in to close the show. And we're going to do a little moment of silence, of course, for an American treasure, Dolly Parton, who everyone knows. If you haven't, well, I didn't know about Michael Jackson for a week. No, seriously. I don't know what I was doing something. Was that a drunk tank then? Probably. I'm just kidding. I was not in jail that time. And they were playing Michael Jackson songs on all the cars at the gas station. I was like, is it his birthday? And people looked at me like, have you been under a rock? So anyway, Dolly Parton. I cried with Karen Carpenter. I cried with Princess Diana. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Third one. I shed a tear for Dolly Parton. There was not one thing, including her candies back in the day, that I did not love about that woman. Hey, what will people say about you one day? I think this. If people say, oh, what the hell? Oh, she's so, then you're doing something wrong. But if people say, she's so sweet. He's so nice. Well, there you go. Just like Miss Dolly. Okay, you guys, when we return, we're going to be on the stage with Geoff alone, but we'll bring Jill back, so don't you worry. And in the meantime, phone a friend. There's still a lot of show ahead. You don't want to miss it. So as we get ready to go out to commercial, let's just say a little something in our hearts for Miss Dolly. I want to leave at least a corner of the world the way she left the entire world. How about you? We'll be.
Hey, friends, how you doing today? It's Dr. Loren, and you know, whenever I've got some great news, I like to share it with you first. So here it goes. Finally, the book is finished. That's right. It's been almost a year, and we've completed it. My co-author, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, and myself, here it is. It is real, not just a rumor, not an urban myth, from splintered to centered, 7 dimensions for navigating your soul. Now, not just a book, but there's some other things I want to let you in on. Next month, Dr. Sanjeev and I will be headed to New York City to Chopra House. That's Dr. Deepak Chopra's production facility, where we're going to do a full-out interview on this book, and there's some prizes and some surprises in store for all of you. Get over to LorenMichaelsHarris.com to keep up on all the happenings. Also, there's a full-day event attached to this book, Fellowship of Souls, it's called. More information as it becomes available. Where do you find it? That's right. LorenMichaelsHarris.com. We'll see you there and beyond. It's never about what's in a book. It's about the book that's in you. See you soon. Good?
Hi, my name is D. Grant Smith, and I help businesses and individuals supercharge their story for continued growth and transformational success. And I want to tell you about the power and the awesomeness and the transformational character of Dr. Loren Michaels Harris. I've known Loren for quite a while, but I've recently started working with him in coaching, and holy cow, right out of the gate, this man changed my life. It was like he was able to read my mail in a way that nobody else could. And in our first session, that's all that it took. I revolutionized the way that I show up in life. I recognized that I've been hiding for a long time and wasn't exactly aware of it. But just in that first session with Loren, everything changed. And what he shared with me has continued to bless and transform my life. So regardless of who you are, whether you are somebody that feels like you're on top of the world, that something's missing and you can't put your finger on it, or you're at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, the lowest dregs you've ever been in your whole life, and you have no idea what to do, reach out to him. This man is a man of light, and he will help you, I promise. See him and work with him today. It's changed my life, and I know it will change yours too.
Thank you, D. Grant Smith. And Mr. Geoff is back, and Jill's back, probably eating at the craft table. That's right. I'm just kidding. I can dream. Like me, when I was in the driveway, okay, and you all were like, "Sit down, quit moving around. I need some Dramamine. Pull the phone back. I can see all up in your nostrils." And I said, one day when I'm syndicated, okay, and I may be 64, but I still plan on being the black-ass male Betty White. Now, there it is. That's how you manifest. By any means necessary, count it all joy. Can I get an amen? There we go. Oh, wait, I have something for that. So, Geoff, tell us, and I'm gonna just be popping some pictures up from time to time to kind of throw you off. If I see Jill going like this downstairs in the green room, I don't know if she wants to come to say something about a picture. But I want to do this. Oh, I did too late. What? This? Where is it? Okay. Oh, no. Wait. I'm going to make us smaller. And make. Why am I so big? Well, I'm just kidding. Shakira. Oh, there. Wait. See, I can't wait till I'm at NBC or someplace, so I don't have to do this. Jess, well, oh, that's the opposite. Wait, what's this? See, Shaquille. Oh, Lord. Ah! Don't run, please. It is just a momentary lapse of judgment. Okay. We don't want that to happen again. And Geoff, where to put you? You're still here, but you're so small. Aw. New layout. There. That's what I was going for. What? Tell us about this name and how did you come to naming your restaurant? Just tell everybody, introduce the restaurant like it was your girlfriend, which I'm sure your wife believes it is every now and then, right?
Probably.
So tell us about Raven.
Well, well, it's kind of an interesting story. I worked in this restaurant back 2017 until COVID, when the owners decided that they were going to retire. And
you back in.
And so I went back to a restaurant that I had worked at previously to get them through COVID, and kind of multiple stories in between then and now. But they decided that they wanted to reopen the bakery, which was attached in this building, and they kept the restaurant part shuttered. It was newly remodeled. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. But they just didn't feel like they were ready to reopen it. And when they reopened the bakery, my wife and I wanted to come down and get a pastry because Lisa's pastries are amazing. If you ever get
really
down and go to King Tide, yeah. And so I asked the owner. I said, hey, what's going on with the restaurant next door? And he said, nothing. And I said, oh, well, are you leasing it? And he said, no, not right now. And I said, well, what about if I was to want to lease it? And he said, well, we'll talk to Lisa, and we'll get back to you. And they called me not soon thereafter and said,
and the rest is history.
Yeah. And kind of, yeah. Well, funny enough, I came down, I looked at it again just to reacquaint myself with it. And the next morning, I was out walking the dog, and my neighbor, who I'd worked with off and on for like 12 years, was taking his daughter to school, and he said, "Oh, I got to get out of where I'm at. We need to open our own place." And I said, "Well, that's funny because I just looked at a restaurant yesterday," and I mean within like 2.5 months, we were open.
Wow! And how long ago was that, Geoff?
That was back in February that we started talking about
it. So you're
and
still.
We opened,
January,
we opened May 14th.
February, not of this year.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wonder of this world. Told you. See what I mean? That was a divine. Right. Because I thought we were talking about a restaurant that's been. Wow. So, how's it going?
It's going very well.
Yeah.
Well, I decided, along with my partner, we decided that the restaurant that was here previous was such a huge success. It was such a staple of the community. It was an icon of the area. And it would have made my life a lot easier, too, if I were just to kind of bring a lot of the items back, give it the old feel. Yeah. And we were lucky enough to have some of our own employees coming back. And
oh, wow.
So people are walking in and getting that feeling of being back in the space that they love for so long. And we call it the social club because you can't take somebody to their table without them stopping and talking to 2 or 3 other tables along the way, because this is such a tight-knit community. And everybody's so awesome around here, and they just really love to get around and chat. And it's great in the evenings when the place is full and the back dining room, it gets so loud because everybody's wanting to converse with each other, and they're just here having a great time. And it's just the feeling here is something that you really don't feel at most other restaurants.
And you were saying when we were doing the discovery call for the show, the pre-interview, I found it very interesting because I do this event in Jackson Hole, Wyoming every year, and they have tons of millionaires and a few billionaires there. And tell us a little bit about Gerhardt, Oregon, because funny enough, I don't here in Chicago, hear people talking too much about where they go and what they do in the Pacific Northwest. So tell us about this area. Who are these people? And what's it like? I mean, we're looking at your website, you guys. So I see the beautiful water. I see it looks like a destination kind of place. What do you love most about where you're at now?
Really, the community is what I love. Well, yeah. I mean, the community is definitely number one.
Sure.
They've been so supportive of us. But I moved to this area about 20 years ago and just fell in love with it. It's green, it's lush, it has that kind of small town feel with some amenities that you would find in the big city, I guess.
Yes.
But it is a very small, tight knit community, and the demographic here is really diverse. We have young and old. We have people with lots of zeros in their accounts and people with just a couple. And so, designing a menu in a space where everybody feels comfortable is really important, I feel. And I think that we've done that. And I think it's been like that for a very long time. And so, we have some very, very influential and affluent people that live here.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are vacation or part-timers. They have homes elsewhere. But they come here to enjoy the summers because they're absolutely beautiful. Obviously, today is not the best day, but a lot of times there's just nice, cool but sunny days, and and then they go back to to the southern states during the winter time when it gets overcast and crummy around.
You don't experience snow or anything there, do you?
Very rarely,
Very rarely.
If we get a couple of days, it's kind of a big event. We've had a couple of storms that have rolled through that have given us, somewhat significant amount for our area. The ice is probably the worst part of it. It'll freeze over real hard, and then it's kind of a skating rink. But
like Chicago.
Yeah, a little bit. But it only lasts for a day, So.
Unlike Chicago, where it's like 8 months, or it feels like it anyway. Let me ask you, Geoff, I'm looking at the top row, and before we get downstairs to that row beneath, where it says from the kitchen, what everyone's looking at the food and getting hungry, that picture, third from the left, is that where you send unruly clientele for timeouts?
No, they go
to the quiet corner now. Right.
No, they go into the dish pit and have to do their dishes for tonight.
The dish pit? Wow.
That's what we call it.
Really? The job no one ever wants? Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Hey, I love going in there. It's you're your own boss. You just make stuff clean.
I did it before I could be a server. Yes, I was in the dish room. But I know what you mean. You're in that little corner with the two open doors in the wall, and then the thing is usually like an L. And you push the stuff through and pull the things down. Now, you see what I mean? Pull that arm or lift up, take them out, let them ditch the racks, boom, boom, boom. Right? Still like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if I could only have one of those in my house, I'd have the dishes done all the time.
Right. So, what? Tell us about the food down here. What is it? How do they get here? And how do you come up with what we're looking at, for instance? Tell them about your education. I love that part.
Well, I am classically trained. I went to Le Cordon Bleu Western Culinary here in Portland, and got my degree there. I also worked. I worked for some of the top chefs in Los Angeles, Hawaii, and Portland.
Wow.
Kind of honing my skills. I did that for quite a while before I ever went to culinary school because I wanted to learn the basics, and I wanted to learn, the fundamental French way, and then take everything that I'd learned before that and kind of come up with my own style in my own way.
Yes.
I would say that my style here is, Northwest inspired with the local ingredients. We have some of the most amazing local seafood, produce, meats. I mean, everything that we grow here is amazing. Especially, we have a lot of wild forage goods like our mushrooms and our greens that I get from local foragers. And I like to blend all those things together.
Wait a minute. Did you say local foreigners? I'm kidding.
Local foreigners, yeah.
Sorry. I'm desperate for content today. So, what can you tell?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. How does it feel? This is kind of a, tying back in with your mom and all. When we look at the timing, how everything, is falling into place, because I know you're the baby. You're the only one. And I can only imagine the Beth I knew just wanting to see something, a glimpse. And she got to. So, do you ever find yourself incommunicado? Talk about that. I know it's how did she, I don't even know why I'm asking that question, because we all know if she told you something, you had a way of believing it. Even if it was like, what the hell? That kind of thing. Because I said that a lot of times. I was like, if she don't quit playing with me, Lucky Ralph is a big guy. Because I was little there, you know what I mean? Because I'd be like, she's kidding. This is a setup. But it didn't last very long. So how do you feel today? Every time you create a new dish or something brand new happens in your world. Because I know with my mom, because she said it was coming. Every time, I know those signs. Somebody out there needs to hear a little bit about that encouragement, because it's the void that the people that we miss the most leave in the world. You wake up and you go, you know what? Oh, I can't wait to call it. Then it hits you. I don't think we ever get over it because we're not supposed to. You see what I mean? That keeps me remembering what's important in this day. Because, we must live every day eventually as if it were our last, because, one day we're going to be right. So what would you say if you could hear your mom saying something about what she's looking down and seeing in both you and your sister's worlds? Because I see her back there going, you know what I mean? What do you imagine your mom would be saying?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough one, because she didn't get a chance to see me fulfilling my dream in opening my own restaurant.
Not even.
And she was
whispers of it.
Well, no, not really. She was pretty sick by the time I was getting this going, and she passed a month and 14 days after we opened. And I want to think that somewhere inside she could see it. She knew what was happening. But I think that now she has the ability to look down and see what this has become.
Yes,
after
exactly.
So many years.
Now I'm looking for a picture that actually we can see. Who are the players here?
Well, that's my mom and her husband Ron.
Wait, give the colors so people know.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the guy on the right, in the kind of, I guess, aloha shirt. Well, he's
standing
the lower
beside
right
you.
hand side. No, that's Michael. He's
okay.
Him and the lady below him in the white shirt is Michael and Nancy.
Okay.
And they were like my aunt and uncle when I was younger.
Ooh, somebody didn't like. Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's fighting words? Say it to her face. I dare you to do it. Say it to her face.
Well, kind of adopted.
You can come in.
Nancy was a really good friend of my mom's, and her husband at the time, Michael. We still keep in contact, and they're wonderful people, and
Yes.
And then
Speaking
in this
of wonderful
picture,
people, well, wait, let's go here.
oh, that's my.
We have about 6
that's my
minutes
wife.
left. Yeah, that's a beautiful picture. Now I know your mom was happy about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she really was.
Did she fall in love with your wife as quickly as you did? Or was she like,
I
had a feeling one day
think
nobody's
so.
going to be good enough for my son?
She did.
Well, that's
she
always
did.
the case, but
She did.
She fell in love with it that fast, Jill?
She did. She did.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Bethany, Jeff's wife, is a sweetheart. She's a doll.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
They were married for a minute there. Now you can only see a little. Well, I can move us over here, I think. I used to be able to.
That's my mom and Beth and Jeffrey.
Yes. And Jeffrey, half your face is missing.
Yeah.
that's okay.
But your mom pretty much looked the same at every stage of her, those different decade pit stops.
Yep.
You can tell it was Beth. Yes.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's go here.
Jeff and Bethany.
Yes. Yep. Is that the best decision you think you've ever made, Jeff?
By far.
Yes, that's how I feel about Dr. Brian.
I don't know how I got that lucky.
Yeah.
I don't either. I think half my friends are our friends because my husband comes with it.
Yep. Yeah.
They would have been done messing with me. Now, some of you might recognize the person in the middle.
That's me and Beth and Henry Winkler. Woohoo!
Where was this?
That was at I think Universal Sheraton, and I was working at MCA Records at the time, and some gentleman and I were talking on the phone, and he said, "Oh well, da 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 da," and a luncheon, and would you be interested in going? And I was like, yeah, sure, because I had such a crush on Henry. So I said, okay. He said, well, I can get you 2 tickets. I said, great, Beth, we're going. We're going to go meet Henry because I'm going to marry him.
Well, why not? After all, clearly you've always been on first name basis.
Exactly.
Henry. Oh my God. That's how I did it though, because that's how it was with O and I. Over to y'all, until Gail's ass came along.
Exactly.
Right. Then she didn't have the time of day for anybody, But listen, I just want to say this to the two of you. I am so grateful that both of you are a mile marker for me still today, so that I never forget. And I hope that I can be even a small semblance of that for the both of you, because one thing I know about the woman known as Beth Gunn Osborne, when they say some people are unforgettable, she's one of them. So as we get out of here today, I just want to say to you all, again, speak blessings, speak healing over yourself and others. Be encouraging. Don't subscribe to things like, well, here's one. Constructive criticism. Why does it have to be criticism if it's constructive? Try on for size, if you will, if you dare, constructive insight. Insight, innocence, inspiration, integrity, instinct, ingenuity, intention. Every one of those are the things that help us stay principled. We can't break principles, but we can be broken against them. So set them and your course due north so that you can be a Beth Gunn for the next person you meet. Leave everyone and everything you meet just a tad bit better than the way you find it. And you might be surprised. One day, your name could be sealed in the hallways of history, just like Beth's. Thank you all so much for being here today. And come again for any reason. And Jeff, I'm coming to try on that food. Yeah, there should be a car pulling up out in front of your place right now to get you to the airport. I'm telling you, you think I'm kidding? Right? Listen, seriously, you all, thank you. I honor you. I adore you. And let's stay like this. She would want that.
Well, thank you for having us.
Of course, anytime. And you all, we'll see you on the next episode, the next installment, the next illuminated conversation that we will have right here every day on Bathrobe Moments. Have a great day. Not good. We don't do good. Where can you go from good? Gooder? Great to greater, great to greater. And one day when you're somewhere else, they'll say, here she comes. Here he comes. Only one of our greatest. Get out there. Be your best. Bye. Goodbye, everybody. I don't want to go. Geoff, stay backstage. Jill, you can't too, but Geoff, stay backstage. I want to say goodbye to you personally. Bye, everybody. Have a great one.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time.
Nobody was going to tell me I was muted all that time. Okay, I see how it is. Oh, I'm on my way for real. Just kidding. You know I was coming back in here. I don't want it to end. Okay, before I get canceled, here we go. Listen, we're done. You guys have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow on Bathrobe Moments.